Hey, welcome guys. Welcome to the Cooking with the Art Show. Today I'm bringing you a very formal video. I just got my new camera, so it's happening. Putting on my chef's coat, taking it back to when I went to culinary school. And I'm gonna show you what's on the menu for tonight's dinner. As soon as I finish putting on or buttoning this double-breasted part of the coat. Alright, it's been so many years since I last put this on, but I figured it now is a good time to do it. Alright, so let me go ahead and adjust the camera down here. What we got here is butternut squash. We got some butter, garlic, gnocchi, sage, and some chicken breast. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a butternut squash, gnocchi, brown butter, sage, with the side of chicken breast. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and prep this butternut squash. We're going to go ahead and peel it, dice it, and take out the seeds. And after we do that, we're going to par cook it in some boiling water. Now par cook essentially means partially cook. And we're going to do that so when we're ready to saute it up, we don't have to saute it up for, I don't know, 10 minutes, and we could go ahead and cook it quickly. Alright, first thing, we rinse the butternut squash. We're just going to go ahead and dry it up. We're going to take a chef's knife here. We're going to cut off the ends. Now this is a hard squash, so just be careful and make sure you have good control of the squash and it doesn't roll so you don't cut yourself. Alright, so we cut the ends. Now we're going to go ahead and peel it. It does have a thick skin. Let's see how this peeler does. If it's too hard, we're going to use the chef's knife. Yeah, see, we might be able to get away with it. Actually, let's just go ahead and use the chef's knife here. So we're going to go ahead and peel it. Alright, next we're just going to go ahead and cut it in half to expose the seeds. We're going to take out the seeds. So you can just use your hand. This one's a little tough, so we're going to go ahead and grab a spoon and scoop it out. Little trash can. So we're just scooping it out. Alright, and this is how we scoop it. We just go ahead, get the spoon, just scoop out the seeds. And there's not many seeds, not much to scoop out, so pretty easy. Just make sure it's nice and clean. Alrighty, and that's that. Now, we want some cubes, so we're gonna go ahead and slice this in half. Could use a slicer to make this easier, but we'll manage. And let's just go ahead and square this off. Same thing with this here. Just cut it in half. And we'll square it off right here. Alright, so let me show you how we're going to cube it. Set this to the side. We're going to cut them approximately the same size as the gnocchi. That way they're uniform, it doesn't look odd. That's about the same size. So that's how we're going to go ahead and do that. Now you can hold on to these here, these scraps, and you can make some really good butternut squash soup. but we're just gonna go ahead and toss it. We're not gonna do that today. And I'm just gonna go ahead and continue to dice this up, and I got my boiling water. Let's always make sure to salt your water, and then we're gonna blanch this for about 3 minutes or so. So this is the final product. We got them cubed, look like little cheese cubes. Now we're gonna throw them in the boiling water. And again, we're gonna cook them for about a couple minutes. In the meantime, we're gonna get a bowl of ice water so we can throw them in there and stop the cooking rapidly so they don't get overcooked and mushy. All right, these are just about done. Pull one out, yep. It's starting to feel a little soft. So now, I'm gonna drain it. And again, we're gonna give it an ice bath so it doesn't overcook. So throw that on some ice, and I did say ice bath. So we're gonna throw some water in here now. Just let that hang out. Next, we're gonna chop up some garlic, and we're also gonna cook the gnocchi in boiling water for about 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes. We'll check on it. So we'll probably do about 3 cloves of garlic. Well, let's do 3.5. We got a small one here. I like to lay it flat so it doesn't move around. And just slice. Alright, I got that. Get some sage. Smells delicious. I get that much right there. Do a rough chop here. Just to get some aromatics. Water's boiling. Again, literally for like 2.5, 3 minutes. This is not pasta, it's made out of potato. So this potato will cook really, really fast. Now back to here, let's see what I'm feeling for seasoning. Alright, we're gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna do some of this organic no salt seasoning from Costco. And do some onion powder. I'm going to do some pepper. And a little salt. They're starting to float, and that's when you know they're ready. So we're gonna go ahead and drain the water. We're gonna keep it in the pot so it stays warm. Alright, now we're gonna preheat this pan right here so we can cook the chicken. And we're also gonna brown the butter. So let's go ahead and do this here. Medium heat. We're gonna brown the butter with sage so the butter can get that sage flavor. Pan is about preheated, well oiled. And we're gonna go ahead and add the chicken breast. We're gonna swirl it around so it gets coated nicely with oil. And we're also gonna spray this side with oil so it doesn't stick when we flip it. We're gonna leave it at medium heat because it is a big piece of chicken. So when it's fully cooked. Gonna throw in the butter. Literally we're just gonna brown it. So it's gonna get to the point where it just turns brown and the milk solids start to separate in there. So while that's doing that, we're also gonna add the sage. And halfway through we'll add the garlic so it doesn't burn. And then we'll also add some butternut squash. We're also gonna add some green beans. I didn't add that in the ingredient list, but I have some leftover green beans. And I think that'll add some nice color and taste here. It's starting to change color now, so we're going to let it keep going. And about at this point, we're going to add some of the butternut squash so it can finish cooking and it could be nice and coated with butter. We're also going to throw in the green beans. And we'll throw in the garlic on top. It'll start to warm up but not fully cook up until we mix it. So we'll mix it after a minute so again it doesn't burn. And we'll add a little salt, a little more, and some pepper. And I'm also going to add some nuts in here. I got some mixed nuts. And it'll pair very nicely, so I'm going to get that going. Make sure that mixes very well. Go ahead and turn the chicken breast here. It's starting to smell really good. Smell the garlic, butter, the sage. So let that keep going. And once all this is thoroughly cooked, not overcooked, but just perfect, just right, we're gonna go ahead and add the gnocchi. And then we're gonna taste, salt, pepper, add the nuts, and it should be good to go. We'll just be waiting on the chicken breast. Oh yeah, I see the butter browning up nicely, the garlic's cooking up. You always want to taste this go. I got my tasting spoon right here. We're gonna grab a piece of butternut squash. We're gonna see if it's cooked thoroughly now. Getting there. Almost done. Alright. Almost there. Now we're gonna add the gnocchi right on top. Nice, the butter's coating the gnocchi very nicely here. And we'll add the nuts again last minute. I tasted that butternut squash, it did need a little more salt, so we'll do that now. Chicken is almost done. We're going to speed up the process just a bit. We're going to cover it here. Alright, we're going to turn this off. Add some chopped mixed nuts. We're also going to add some Parmesan and Pecorino Romano. That should be good. Mix it thoroughly. Alright, taste those green beans. Beautifully cooked. Still needs a little more salt. Alright, chicken's fully cooked now. We're going to go ahead and plate up. Make sure we get all of that sweet, sweet butter. And we'll add a little more cheese. There we go. Alright, and I present to you some gnocchi, butternut squash, brown butter sage with the chicken breast. Now this plate is pretty big. It's probably a serving for 2 people, but I did work out today, so I'm extra hungry and I need my macros. Alright, let's go ahead and get a close-up here. Now we're going to do the taste test. Alright, where should we start? Let's go ahead and get a little gnocchi, butternut squash. Oh wow. This gnocchi is really, really good. Mixed with that butternut squash, it's a nice pairing. Butternut squash is still tender and it has a bite to it. Paired with the gnocchi, which is soft. Really good combo. Green beans, they still have a nice crunch. I taste that butter and cheese along with the sage. Let's see here. Let's get a piece of a nut here. Oh yeah. The nuts with the butternut squash, and at the end you get that gnocchi. That is very, very delicious. Let's move this up. Let's taste some of this chicken breast. Still juicy. Very nice seasoning. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This meal is a success. Until next time, signing out.